Yeah. This us. We back. We back. Welcome to the cool reviews. The cool reviews. Yeah, we back, man. And hey, we got a powerful show lined up for tonight. What's up, Jason? What you got going?
What's going on? It's your boy Jason from jasonlwest.com. Ready to get it in tonight and see if we can come up with some solutions to these social ill issues in the community. We got some more people gonna be joining us soon, so y'all stay tuned.
Hey, Jason, I can't
Yeah,
hear you.
can you
There
hear me
you go.
now?
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Cool. I got you. Hey, man, I know you sent me over some topics. You sent me over a list of stuff. Some separation of church and state, homeschool kids is better, illiteracy rate in America. We can't read. God, dog. Moral decline in America. Democratic Party being overran by socialists. Every young man should be required to serve at least 2 years in the military. The effect of fatherless homes. Oh yeah, for sure. The Supreme Court justice should have term limits. Trump accounts for children. Inflation. Tax breaks for middle class. And teen takeovers. Woo.
Huh?
But
How is that not?
from we're gonna actually tackle tonight illiteracy rates in America. We can't read. We're gonna tackle that one. We're gonna tackle the
Long or too
moral
short?
decline of America.
That's good friends of this.
And the effects of fatherless homes. I think that's how we get all them YNs out there. So we for sure gonna get that cracking. But what we gonna do? I'm finna send the live out so we can get some more people in here, and then we gonna come back and get straight to it.
Yes.
Uh, yeah. Welcome to the cool reviews. Step into the scene where the voices stay loud and the vibes stay clean. Talking sports, love, life. What's making the news? If it's happening right now, it's on the cool reviews. Welcome to the cool reviews. Yeah, we bringing the truth from the streets to the screen, giving game to the youth. Every story, every take, every win, every bruise. Come and vibe with the world on the cool reviews. Welcome to the cool reviews. Yeah, the mic stay live, where the real conversations help the culture survive. From the sideline talk, and down the wins and losses and the post-game views. He be out with the people, asking questions they feel. From relationships to sports, keep it honest and real. One day it's the finals, next day love advice. Then it's politics talk, giving different insight. In the city where the stories and the energy connect. Every voice got a chance, every story get respect. Laughs and debates, yeah, the dialogue strong. If it's trending in the world, it's part of the song. Welcome to the cool reviews, step into the scene where the voices stay loud and the vibes stay clean. Talking sports, love, life, what's making the news? If it's happening right now, it's on the cool review. Welcome to the cool reviews. Yeah, we bringing the truth from the streets to the screen, giving game to the youth. Every story, every take, every win, every bruise. Come and vibe with the world on the cool reviews. From the block to the spotlight, now the platform wide. Got the camera on the street with the people outside. Talking life.
We finna get it cracking tonight. We finna get it cracking tonight. Yes, sir. Man, the cool reviews. Okay. Yeah, let me make sure I get the right screen up.
I'm sending out the link, man. Get people in.
All right. Man, it's been a hell of a week too, man. Man, it's all kind of stuff going on in the news. Shoot, I'm big Tigger and his wife getting into it, man. You see that
Yeah. Nah,
craziness,
what happened with that? I thought I heard something about that.
bruh? The dude married. a crazy one. The chick, the chick is so crazy that she got a like a 10, 11-year old daughter that's been missing for a long ass time. That was
Dang.
missing before they even got together. And that
He didn't know nothing about it.
yeah, I don't know what story she told him, but shit, he married her anyway with a missing kid. And then you saw, you know what I'm saying, they got into a little tussle. She took his phone, and this was a conversation that was going on too. She had took his phone and had her son to record it. And the damn son, shoot, he's sitting there on the damn steps recording everything. She was it was all kind of fireworks going on, man. And then at the end of the day, it was a Uno reverse. She ended up going to jail.
Yeah,
Yep,
we
she
are
ended up
we are
going to jail.
we live already, y'all.
Yes,
Hell
sir.
yeah,
Yes,
we
sir.
live. Shit,
Oh,
we just
let's get this
yeah.
thing.
Hell yeah,
How
we were
do?
just chopping it up. How you doing?
Okay, man, I'm doing all right. How everybody doing?
Yes,
Oh
sir.
man, shoot, we chilling,
Y'all can
man.
kick
We
it
was like,
out,
shoot.
man. I'm notifying people.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, that's
think
what I'm
it out.
doing. Send some
Think it out.
notifications out. Shoot, but if y'all ready to get into it, shoot,
No,
we can get into it.
where
Hell yeah.
where's the other panelist at? Everybody gonna come in late.
Man,
Yeah, they
right,
gonna
man,
show.
where's right at, bro? He don't want to pick the topics for the night.
I
He
know,
said
right?
number three, number four, number seven.
Yep. Illiteracy rate in America. We can't read.
I said we can't read.
They say we can't read. The can't, I know one thing. I know can't nobody read in cursive.
Nah, ain't nobody reading cursive. If you 30 years or younger, you definitely can't read in cursive.
Yeah, but shoot, man. Let me look at these. What are the illiteracy rates? Let's see. What are the illiteracy rates in America at the present moment? Let me see. Let me see what the let me see. Can y'all hear
Yeah,
it?
nah,
No,
I
not
can't
yet.
right now.
Okay, hold on one second.
We got people viewing.
Hold on.
Yeah, nah, it's for people viewing right now. Uh-huh. Yeah. It's for people right now. Hold on.
There isn't a single official illiteracy rate for the United States because researchers use different definitions of literacy. Here are the most commonly cited measures: complete or absolute illiteracy. About 4% of US adults cannot read or write at even a basic level in English. This is the traditional definition of illiteracy. Low literacy, level 1 or below. The latest federal assessment found that about 28% of adults scored at or below level 1 in literacy, meaning they struggle with tasks such as understanding short texts, comparing information, or completing common written forms. This does not mean they cannot read at all. It means their reading skills are very limited. Higher literacy. About 44% of adults demonstrated literacy skills at level 3 or above, indicating they can understand and use more complex written information. A few additional facts. Literacy levels vary significantly by age, education, income, and access to educational opportunities. Recent national assessments also show that reading proficiency among K-12 students remains below pre-pandemic levels, raising concerns about future adult literacy if those trends continue. So, if someone says 21% or 28% of Americans are illiterate, that's usually inaccurate. Those figures generally refer to adults with very low literacy skills, not people who are completely unable to read. The percentage of adults who are truly unable to read at all is much smaller, around 4%.
Yeah, okay,
Uh, Go.
yeah, yeah. I look at what I have. What I have is I, I, what. So you asking why, or is it just
Is it an issue?
Yeah, I mean,
Have y'all
well,
seen the videos? Could we post some of them videos up where they picking people off the street and asking them to read something?
nah, but
Okay, yeah, I'll pull them up. But yeah, go ahead, because I might have to find them.
well, I don't think it's. I mean, some of those words are kind of the pronunciate kind of hard too, though. I mean,
Nah, not for people who graduated high school.
no, but that ain't. Well, I mean, you gotta look at who your
People got
audience
some
is.
college under their belt that they
Huh?
was asking.
You know, because like the thing said, that's the people who simply can't read. That's like 4%.
But that's not what he explained. He just explained that he's not talking about people that just can't read at all. He's
Mm-hmm.
talking about people that's not reading just a basic literacy level, like understanding comprehension and vocabulary and stuff.
So what do you think the problem is as far as that?
People don't read uh, outside of school.
Okay.
We don't we no longer prioritize education anymore. The texting culture, don't nothing have to be spelled right anymore. You know, we abbreviate everything. Um, Combination of things like that.
Okay. What I have is like 21%, 21% read below fifth grade level. 54% read below the sixth grade level. Now you got to take into consideration there, and that's from the National Education National Center for Education Statistics.
Say
Now
that
you got
again. What percent read below? What say the percent?
21% are below fifth grade level, 54% below sixth grade level.
Okay.
Now take in consideration um, how many of those people in second language. So you got to include that English is their second language. So I mean, where we talking about a person that's illiterate? Well, they might be fluent in their first. Well, I ain't gonna say might. They're fluent in their first language. In their second language, well, okay, they might, because if I ask you to speak Spanish, how good are you going to be at speaking Spanish? If you had to go
Well,
live, if you lived in, if
on,
you were over in Mexico.
hold on. This ain't gonna be good. Then this ain't gonna back your point up at all. Hold
Go
on,
ahead.
hold on.
Sit how to close that word extraordinary that someone
Hold on.
gouch. Was that close? Hell no.
No. But that's random. That's one or two people. That doesn't.
Bro,
Hold
these
on.
girls are crash. They're college age, dog.
No. But let's look at stats.
Read the
Let's
index
look at the
card.
stats. Look at the numbers.
Read the index card.
The National Center
Gradual
for Education and Statistics.
determination. Read the index card.
Mercury, board had scramptons, delicious.
Of the and first teaching required social mutual
Bro, this is bad.
rehabilitation effects.
So pause that. Pause that.
Read
Wait
the
a
index
minute.
card.
Oh boy,
So
this
so
is
let's
bad.
look at. I mean, yeah, you can find people that out of any group, but let's look at what the stats say. Let's look at what the stats say. The stats say, this is the
Okay.
stats. The stats say 21% read below fifth grade level, 54% read below sixth grade level. Now, with those two numbers, we've got to take in consideration how many of those people Those number changes when you start looking
Nah,
at English being a second language.
okay, we agree with you.
Bro, but these
But we
are
can't argue that.
Americans, bro.
But
These are Americans
I
reading
got
these
that.
cue
Hold on,
cards.
Corey Village. We're gonna go back to that. Let's address what Sean's saying right now.
Right. I mean, you can
Okay,
find a
Sean,
video with somebody that can't read that's
We
20
can
and
take that in
30.
consideration, right?
Right. You got to take it in
Okay,
consideration.
okay, but what percentage do you think of people that English is not their first language?
Well,
What percentage of them people do you think calculated in that?
well, of the 21%, 34 English is their second language. 34% of that 20, the total number is 34%. Out of the total number of people is 34% that's English is their second language. And for those sixth grade, it's a 21 to 25% out of that total number.
Okay, so
English is the
this how you
second
do that
language.
then. This how you do that then. You take that. What say for instance, let's just say 21% of the people. They just say that's when you say 21% of people, it's 300 million people in this country. So
Let me say this. Okay, now maybe this is what you're going, where you're going. This is where you're going. If you take away everybody that speaks a second language, that number changes from 21 to
no,
16.
not everybody that speaks second language.
Hold on. Let me finish. Hold on.
Wait a minute,
Hold on.
let's get
Hold on.
clarity.
Oh, go ahead.
When you say speak a second language, you mean that English is their second language.
English is their second language.
Okay, go ahead.
Now, if you take that 21%, if you take away people speaking two languages and they just speak English only, that number goes from 21 to 16. And that's that fifth grade level. You take away people from the sixth grade level who's reading below sixth grade level. That number goes from 54 to 48.
Okay, so
If you
already done the numbers then.
right.
Okay, let's go with those numbers then.
Yeah. Those are the numbers. And
Okay.
those are the national education. Those are the stats from the National Center for Education Statistics,
Okay.
who monitors that type of stuff.
Now here's my question.
Go ahead.
Do these people have a high school diploma?
Which people?
The people that's reading on the fifth grade level.
That I don't know.
See, because if they do, this is illiteracy.
Well,
See, because
I would say some of them
if
do
they
have
dropped out in the fifth
high school
grade, they're
diploma.
supposed to be reading on the fifth grade level. If they dropped out of school in the fifth grade, if they dropped out of school in the fifth grade, they should be reading on fifth grade level. But if they went all the way through high
Now
school,
sometimes they pass them.
if they went all the way through
Sometimes
high
they
hold
pass
school,
them.
what you say, right? Right. What
He
you
said
say?
sometimes they pass.
Sometimes they
He was
pass
saying,
those people through, man. They don't want to deal with them.
yeah, no
okay, so
child
that's
left
a
behind
problem.
type shit.
That's what we here to address. That's a
Sometimes they just pass
problem
them through.
with illiteracy in America. Then, if you got people that high school reading on a fifth grade level, that's a problem because these are the same people as adults. 10 years
Well.
later, that means that 10 years later, that go back to what I was saying about any reading. Because 10 years later, they're going to still be reading on fifth grade level. When these people are 25, 28 years old, they'll still be reading on fifth grade level. Because if we don't have a culture of reading, then they're going to be arrested in their development.
Say what again, Jason? I hear you.
If we're going to have a culture, if we don't have a culture of reading anymore, where it's customary for people to read at home and stuff, even after high school, then if they're reading on fifth grade level when they leave high school, 10 years later they're still going to be reading on 15.
Let me ask you this then. Let me flip that question. So you're saying we're more illiterate now than we were what, 10, 15, 20 years ago? What give me just throw a number out there what you making a comparison to. Since the texting and cell phone?
I say we was more literate in the 80s for sure.
Okay, then okay, fine. Now, do you think America is more diverse in speaking as far as the population speaking a second language versus in the 80s versus today?
Of course.
Okay, then. So does that mean that?
But
Hold
I
on.
told you. Go ahead.
So if you have more people now speaking two languages versus one from the 80s, would that make us more literate or more illiterate?
Well, it'll make us bilingual. Whichever y'all can say.
I mean, right. Okay.
Yeah. You know, now that won't make you more. Listen, Sean, you can have speak six languages and still be illiterate. You see what I'm saying? You may not know grammar properly. You may not know how to do math. You know what I'm saying? So you it don't matter how many languages you speak. You could be below grade level in your language. You can be reading on a fifth grade level in your language, in your first language, right?
But
That's possible.
so,
Yeah. Go ahead.
looking at some of the comments and stuff, one thing I see is these schools are now just passing people. Uh, I mean, like, I don't, they don't have like standardized tests no more. Because if these schools are just passing these kids on, and they can't read, did they get rid of like the TIES test and the ITBS test and the exit exams to where you had to know how to read to go to the next level, and even the like the graduation exit exams? Did they get rid of those? Because I mean, if these people can't read, how they passing a standardized test to even graduate?
I always wondered that myself.
I don't think they.
What I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, I mean, but bro, just looking at them, you telling somebody to read a Q card, and them weren't immigrants. There was Americans that look like really they just graduated college. I don't see why they couldn't read.
Hey everybody, can everybody hit the like button, please? Somebody said Joshua Stevenson
Oh,
said, "Can
Josh,
Floyd Mayweather read?"
what's going on,
You
Josh?
ain't
What's
got to be
going
able to
on,
read
Josh?
when. I guess you ain't got to be able to read when you can hire people to count your money for you and read your
How people to
contracts. Even
read
though
for
I
you?
guess that didn't work. Yeah, that
Yeah,
ain't
I mean,
working out
no,
well for him, obviously.
you don't need to. Yeah, if you got people to do that for you.
But then you end up getting robbed. That's what he's saying. Okay, she say they do, but they only make them do summer school if they fail. What else this say? But you don't get, but you don't get held back. Okay.
It
Uh,
sounds like she a teacher. Is that the
I
Givens?
have children in every grade level. Okay,
Oh, yep, she a teacher.
man. So they just get held. They don't. You say they don't get held back. They just go to
So so
summer
so
school.
so let me. I want to hear from the people in the chat, in the comments. From the comments, do you all think America is literally weaker than it was back? What you say, Jason? The 80s
80s.
versus now. Understand, today we do have more people that speak two different languages, two more than one language. So, do you think people are more illiterate today versus when they were in the 80s? I don't have the numbers to go back that far. I don't have those numbers. So, but I would like to hear what the people in the comments say, what they think. What you think, Josh? Because especially in a state like Texas, it's not uncommon to see a person speaking to at least two languages. And then, like with people coming from those countries like the continent of Africa, I ain't gonna say country, the continent of Africa, man, they speak three, four, five different languages.
And that's
Hey,
what people be tripping. They be saying people from third world countries and stuff like that. Them people speak to at least two languages. They usually speak their language and English. And yeah, them Africans speak French, English, and sometimes that whatever they African language is. Sometimes.
Corey
But
Finish. See if you
Yes,
can put the
sir.
link in the chat and bring Miss Givensgate up. She a school teacher.
All right. She was saying from a
I,
professional
I I
standpoint.
don't know
I
her,
would.
but she's engaging enough that she could be on the thing on this topic.
Okay, I gotta see how.
So so
I'm
so
gonna see if
so
I can drop the link.
so
Miss Gate, would you like to come up? Go ahead, Sean.
I believe
so
they
what?
was the
Go
thing
ahead.
is. Oh, go ahead, go ahead.
No,
You
no, no.
good? You
Go ahead.
got it.
Cool reviews.
I was like, the thing is, if people was more uh illiterate back in the day, I will say they found out ways to get stuff done.
Well, I
Because if we
mean
really
that's
look at it
possible.
as a community, in a black community, hell, we had more wealth as a whole than we have now. We've actually regressed when it come to wealth and stuff like that. So if they couldn't read, they figure something out.
You know, and I got some numbers here. Out of the 21% that's in that group that reads below fifth grade level, that's about 43 million people. That's about 43 million people. And out of that 43 million, 14.6 million of those people speak a second language. Out of the 54% that can't read at sixth grade level, read below the sixth grade level, out of that 54%, that's 130 million people. But if you take out the people that speak a second language, that's 30 million people you're taking away from that equation, taking out of that number.
Okay, Sean.
Go ahead.
Let's do this.
Go ahead.
Let's just take people that got one language, and that's English. Do you think that there's a literacy issue with the people? Oh, there we go. We got the school teacher up here.
I'm not a teacher, but
All right.
But go
Oh, you're
ahead.
not a
How you
teacher?
doing? Go ahead. Finish asking your question, Jason.
She said she has students. Okay. The what I was gonna say. Let's take everybody out. Let's deal with the people. Since you do that caveat in there, let's deal with people amongst the people that only has one language, English. Is is literacy a problem in America right now?
We
Amongst the
have to.
English speaking people,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
amongst the people that's their first language.
We'd have to look at those numbers and what are you comparing them to? You're comparing them to what previous?
Well,
What is the standard we
no,
comparing them to?
I'm comparing them to the complaints of the school teachers. Okay, and the videos he watching right there with all these people, that he can walk up to them and ask them something they can't
Well,
comprehend,
you,
read,
you, you
comprehend.
can't
They
go by
can't.
that.
They
You can't
pronounce the
go by
word.
them videos. That's 300 plus million people in the. That ain't even one. That
It
ain't
don't
a
matter,
fraction.
Sean.
No, no, no,
It,
no. That
but we
ain't
don't
even a
know.
fraction of the
No, no.
population. That's not even a
I
fraction of
dig
the
what you're saying.
population.
Let me know when I can talk.
No, no, you can't take a video where they're showing 4 or 5 people and make it a one size fit all. You can't do that. You can't do that. I'm not. I'm
Hey,
not gonna let that happen. I can't
what's
do
up?
that.
Welcome to the cool reviews. Yo, look. We got Miss G on stage. She done pulled up from the
Yeah, go ahead. Go
audience.
ahead,
Say
Miss G. What you got?
she want to jump on and
Yeah,
jump in
let her
this
jump in.
conversation. Hey man, so what you got on the topic, man? Because you was really spitting in the comments. So hey, we appreciate you coming in, and hey, you got the floor. Do your thing.
I speak from a professional standpoint.
Got
I'll
feedback.
say
Cool
that.
reviews.
Echoing.
It's echoing. Cool reviews.
Hold on, let me see.
Are you watching the show? She got to cut off her
Oh,
YouTube.
she got the sound on in the background. Okay,
All right, is
okay.
it better?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
guess
that's
so.
good.
Okay. I'm
That's
I'm
good.
speaking strictly from a professional standpoint. I'll probably say for the past almost 20 years, working in corporate America, I would say that the illiteracy is worse. And I'm not speaking from a standpoint where it's necessarily reading and writing, but I would more so say the issue is comprehension skills. we have a lot of people, you may know how to read and write, but that doesn't necessarily translate to comprehension. And I think that's where the issue is. We don't focus on like grammar anymore, different things like that. So that's just my standpoint. I speak from a professional standpoint. When I have to give you a test to see if you can understand a regular email before I give you a job, I think we're in trouble.
And
That,
all that is literacy.
Yeah.
that's fair, but we got to have a you have to have a bar for what establishes the standard. So we got to figure out who's setting the standard and where, because and like I said, the numbers I got was from the national, what is it called, the National Center of Education and Statistics. Um, so I'm pretty sure it entails and it encompasses what Miss what you say her name was, Miss
Miss
Givens,
G.
Miss G.
Miss G,
Well,
okay,
when
Miss
it
G,
comes to those
go ahead.
statistics from schools, I'm gonna be honest with you. You have to. I don't want to say that they're skewed because
Hmm.
now they know that testing means funding. And if you're not getting
Mm.
proper
That's
scores, you're
that's a
not
good
getting
perspective.
funding. So a lot of these schools are letting children retest, retest, retest until you get to a satisfactory level so they can continue to get funding. So it's really a lot worse than we think it is, but there's a lot of money that is that they stand to lose, and that means jobs and etc. You see how many schools are closing down across the metroplex. So when I hear
Are,
numbers, I hear the numbers, but I'm like, I know behind the scenes.
are
That's
you in
that's
the
a good
DFW?
Yes, I am.
Are, oh,
that,
okay,
that's a good
okay, bet.
that's a good observation. That's a good observation because it always encompasses money some way, shape, or form
Hmm.
consistently.
Man, I don't know, man. It's just crazy that I didn't think it was that bad though, but obviously, I think I know what's missing. I think I know what's missing. I'm gonna see if I can't find it.
Frank,
Man,
hold on, Dave is good. You Frank, bro, put your question. Put your question in the comments, and we'll bring it up. What's your question? What's your take, Jason? What's your take, Jason? Go ahead.
this
So
what
you
we
saying
missing.
we've
Hold
been
on,
dumb the whole time?
hold on. This
Huh?
what we missing right here.
Well, right. You know what I'm saying?
But
Now we
wait,
grew up with reading Rainbow. What these kids got now to inspire them, make them want to read, wake up early in the morning, and go. They ain't got that no more. They gotta wake up and look at their tablet and see Sexy Red or something. They ain't got Reading Rainbow. I don't even think they got. Well, from what I seen, they was trying to switch up Sesame Street and make that some different stuff. So they ain't even got that no more.
Hmm.
So
I think they got the stuff, but it's not customary to even sit your kid in front of it no more.
I agree with. I agree. I think that, like we talked. I think we talked about it last week.
uh huh,
The accountability in the household as far as parenting. I totally
uh
agree with Jason. You're not. Uh, kids are running the parents nowadays, so it's not a requirement anymore. We make reading optional. So once we get back to
right.
making it a requirement over an option, then it might fix some of these illiteracy, non-comprehensive understanding that people have. And go back to Miss G, what to caveat, that was a good point she made about the funding. But let's be
Yeah,
realistic. Let's be realistic. These parents nowadays, I'm not holding my child back from advancing to the next grade.
No, that's
So that
embarrassing. Why would I
that
do that?
they will go. They will go. Your child ain't never picked up a book, ain't trying to pick up a book. Your child comprehension is well below the standard in their peers, and they will go and fight and be ready to beat up everybody in that school to get that kid to the next grade.
Yep.
So that's become the standard. The standard is you're not leaving my kid because I think they got rid of No Child Left Behind. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they kind of did some tweaking to it. I don't think it's like it was during the Bush era, the No Child Left Behind, that they passed everybody. So if somebody can look at that and tell me what the new policy is on that, but I don't think it's just that
I
simple
tell you what.
anymore.
It is.
Well, Sean,
Go ahead.
if you walk up to 10 random people,
Uh huh.
even though it's just 10 people,
Right.
right? Let's
Right.
say you didn't say, oh, well, let me go to the dumb part of town and go see if these people can read this. They just say you went to a regular area where all walks of life, where you would think that any of these people would be able to read it. And you go up and you ask 10 people to read this, and only three of them can read it. You mean tell me we can't draw any type of conclusion from
But,
that?
but 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 Jason, let me say this: when you
I ain't,
doing those,
I'm just saying any kind of conclusion. I ain't
hold on,
saying the
wait.
whole world. I'm just asking
Right,
one
right,
people
right.
name.
And I got you. I got you. You're right. I totally understand what you're coming from. But normally when they doing those type of videos, they got a narrative. They got an objective. They got an agenda. So I'm gonna only show what's biased towards what I'm trying to promote. So they might
Of
they might
course,
have
but
walked up. They hold on. They might have walked up to 100 people, and out of those 100 people,
I got that.
they're only going to show the 2 or 3 people that did what they wanted to do, what they
Nah,
wanted.
see that's where I
Right.
disagree because I do those. I do
Right.
those. We post them all, and now I'm gonna do them this weekend. Yeah, I'm off this weekend, so I'm gonna do them this weekend, and I'm gonna post them all. I ain't gonna weed the ones out where they can read and the ones they can't. But I'm gonna get some cards, and I'm gonna do some cool reviews this weekend, and I'm gonna ask people to read the card,
Okay.
and and I'm gonna post them out and see if they can read. I'm see if they're gonna pick the bird too.
So
That's different.
let's do this then, Jason. Let's follow up on what Cool Reviews does because now we're getting a more, I guess, factual based, not no, because I just look at that as being biased.
I'm gonna go,
That's
and
me.
what I'm gonna
Okay,
do,
Sean, but
That's
I'm
check
gonna
this
go
me.
out.
to the
That's
Check this
me.
out.
But
and
go ahead, Jason.
I'm not gonna go to Deep Ellum. I'm gonna go to the Bishop Arts District. I'm gonna do it at the Bishop Arts District because that's a better quality of crowd over there. So I ain't even
Mhm.
gonna do Deep Ellum. They get a little crazy over there. I'm gonna go to the Bishop Arts and then I'll do it over there. And then we'll see.
We'll see. Yeah,
And I won't
Yeah,
target the
that's a
young
Sean,
fair
people.
you can't
assessment.
discount.
That's a fair assessment.
You can't discount the number. You can't discount the number of educators that come in your barbershop and tell you that these kids can't read. You can't discount that, bro. I got more teachers
Mhm.
telling me, way more teachers telling me that they can't read than I do that saying they can read. You got to take that. Me that got to count for something, bro.
I mean, I'm not saying I'm not. I agree with you, but I don't. I look at the numbers too. I mean, I agree with you, but I can't
Cool
just
review.
totally
Let's
agree. I just can't totally agree with
what we.
somebody standing on the street on a Friday, Saturday
I
night at
understand what you're saying.
1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, where people probably been drinking, and then say,
Well, you can tell if
and
they're
and,
drunk or
and,
not, bro.
and,
You can
and
tell if they're
then
drunk or not.
say they can't read. But Cool Reviews is going to do a more, he's going to do his thing, and that'll give us a better assessment. He said he's
I
not going to
think
pick and
But you
choose. He's
can
going to
tell if
go,
they're drunk or not, bro.
huh?
I think I'm gonna try to hit
Nah, it
Bishop
ain't
Arts
necessarily drunk.
tomorrow.
You don't have to be drunk to have your. I mean, you don't have to be drunk. I just said been drinking. I didn't say they had to be drunk.
No Child Left Behind uh wasn't done by parents.
That's
Uh,
Tim.
they okay. Yeah, well, shoot, man. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I think what I'm gonna try to do is doing happy hour too, where they ain't already drunk. They just got off work. I'll try to do it during happy hour. But let's go to the to the next topic. Yeah, I'm pretty sure y'all don't want to
Yeah.
see no more of them videos and them people can't read, man, because it's
One more
Jason,
thing before we go.
Jason hard on them
Well,
people, man.
no. Sean gonna think it's most people. Let me say this, Cool Reviews. Most people think all that YouTube stuff is fake anyway. That's the thing. They not gonna believe. Yeah, this shit could be 100% true, 100% real. I'm just saying it could be, but they
yeah,
gonna swear for God that it's YouTube. It's fake. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
that's just how it is.
Yeah, yeah,
Some
yeah.
could
And
be somebody could be giving them the 100% truth, but they not gonna accept it because they gonna say it's YouTube is fake. We don't know, or we don't have no way of knowing, so I'm not gonna accept it. That's
but
just
you
how it be. It is. I don't care what time you on. That's how it's just gonna be.
yeah, but you should question everything. I mean,
I
that's
ain't saying don't question it. I'm just
you
saying
should
some people
question it.
ain't gonna accept it no matter what if it's coming from YouTube.
Yeah, some things because I do
Some
think
people
when you're
already made
trying.
their mind up.
I do think you're trying to create it's shock value in everything. That's more, that's more glorious. That gives more momentum when you create something that's more shock value. We don't know. I
Now
don't
I'm not
think that.
saying they don't do
Go,
that.
go ahead.
Let me say something.
Go ahead.
That just say, like Cool Revere said, he the type of content creator that puts everything on there.
Right.
Okay? And you got some content creators that do like you said. They only
Right.
gonna put the ones that couldn't read it on there,
Right.
right?
Right.
That don't mean that wasn't 70% of them. Just
Exactly.
cause them the only ones they put on there, it could still be 70% of the
But
people
but
that
but
they
just like it
they
just
put
but
the
on the
card in
flip
front of.
but on the
But we
flip
just don't
side.
have no way of knowing.
Exactly. On the
You're right,
flip
it could
side,
be
it could be
30%.
1%. On the flip side, it could be only
You're
1%.
right.
So I agree with
You're
you.
right. But
Right.
when you get a mindset, once you got a fixed mindset about YouTube, it really don't matter what percent it was because you're not gonna believe it no way.
Exactly. So it could be. So if you got a
And,
fixed mindset that it's
and I know a lot of people.
right,
I know
and
a
if
lot
you
of
got
people like that.
and so if you got a fixed mindset, you're not going to accept the 1%. Just like if you got a fixed mindset,
But
you're not going to accept the 70%. So
you
it
don't accept
goes
either
both
one. You got a fixed
ways.
mindset.
It goes both ways.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I'm
Right.
not one of them people because I think that there's truly some YouTube content creators that's out there doing real work.
And I
You
believe
know what I'm
that
saying?
too.
Because sometimes we getting some of our best work from YouTube.
oh yeah,
The mainstream media is hiding a lot of stuff from us, bro. It's a lot of shit we wouldn't even know nothing about if it weren't for these YouTube reporters.
Mm-hmm.
Just like that stuff with Nick Fry and that other boy that's finding all this fraud out in these different states and stuff. You know that CNN wasn't going to present that to us. He got people on the ground doing work. See, so just like Kuruviri said, his be real.
Right.
So just because one person might be a person that don't believe nothing on YouTube, don't mean everything on YouTube fake.
And I totally
That's all I'm
agree.
saying.
What you got, Miss G? What you got? You shaking your head. What you got?
Well, I'm just saying I'm friends with a lot of people who do content and they're big creators, and I mean I personally don't know anybody who do any, you know, made up stuff. There are people who do a lot of made up things for content purposes, but I think the way the platforms are going now, it's becoming a lot more litigious where it's cutting back on that type of um, fake stuff because now you can be sued. You know, now you got to be careful about what you say. I think the platforms have a responsibility because of a lot of fake news and making sure, now that with courtesy of lawsuits from Cardi B, Tasha K, all those people, now YouTube is considered media. So that's why YouTube is bringing in a lot of AI and different tools to cut down on a lot of that stuff. They're really trying to change up the algorithm. They're trying to clean up the platform because now this is considered media, to cut back on that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool, V's. What you got
yep.
for us?
All right, yeah, that make a lot of sense. Okay, the moral decline of America. The moral decline of America. Woo, Lord. How y'all want to tackle that?
Man, what's his
The
name picked
moral
these topics?
decline
He
of
ain't got his
America.
butt up here.
Huh?
He ain't got his butt up here. He picked these topics.
America
Uh,
We
had
need to
Right.
morals?
we
she
need to
said
bring
America got
shaming
more.
back.
Oh,
That's
She
what
said
we
America
need.
got more.
We need to
When?
bring shaming back. We need to bring shaming back. We need to start whooping kids in a grocery store again. We need to take dogs out the house, tie them in the backyard on trees. We need to go back to what we was doing 20, 30 years ago
yeah.
when the black community was better. Kids knew better. We used to. The crazy part is now I think black people. Wait, we ain't supposed to talk about race. So
No, we
I'm
talk
gonna say
about race. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead, Cool Reviews. Go ahead.
I
It's
just
your
know
it's your
the
show.
stuff the stuff that we used to laugh at white people for doing, we couldn't wait to do. That's really what I think. Because we used to laugh at white kids that was bad in the store and didn't get whoopings. Now, black people won't whoop their kids in the store. Them black kids be falling down all over the store crying, come on, Connor. Now black people that do the same thing. They don't whoop their kids in the store no more. None of that. They run their kids right there, right next to the white folks they used to laugh at. And we saw how they kids was bad. And now our kids just as bad. We don't whoop. We need to start back. I believe in corporal punishment. Whoop your kids and that'll help bring morals back. And take him to church on Sundays, Sunday nights, Bible study on Wednesday, and and back on Sunday. They need to go to church at least Sunday, Wednesday, and Sunday. They need to be at church at least 4 times a week, like or 3 times a week.
4 times a week.
They
Oh, man.
they got to. If the
Hey,
parents
big
need
up.
to take, huh?
Look at Joshua's comment.
What Josh
Oh,
say?
okay, okay,
What Josh say?
We
Yep,
can't
okay.
bring
he
We
that
said.
back. The reason. Go ahead.
okay. We can't bring it back. The reason we lost it was because people overdo it. It don't matter. Because some people wasn't overdoing it. It don't matter. Look at it now. So
It don't
overdo it.
matter.
Some people say Joe Jackson overdid it. I don't think he did. Them kids wouldn't have been great if he didn't do what he did. Look, some kids need their ass beat because what's gonna happen is we be out here marching because the police beat them kids. But I bet you if their parents wouldn't beat them, then the police wouldn't have to beat them.
Two
That's
reviews.
that's the problem. We out here marching more than ever because parents stop beating their kids and leaving it to the police to do it. Yeah, my parent took it overboard a couple of times, but it's okay. These kids need their ass beat. Either you
Okay.
gonna get
Look,
it when you young or you gonna get it when you're old. But you gonna get it. Go to these jobs. And these people, even at work, you 24, 25 year old acting out at work, filing all that, having temper tantrums at work. The moral, and we ain't gonna talk about. Well, never mind.
look. I look, Jason. As long as we've been doing this, Cool Reviews ain't never went off like this. He normally just sit back and and just
I be
let it
getting
go.
tired of bad kids.
This must struck a nerve of Cool Reviews
Okay.
tonight because he
While we on
normally
that
don't say
topic,
too much.
while we on the topic of kids, what about these teen takeovers? There's a lot of immorality involved in these teen takeovers. These kids are beating up people. They're disrespecting elders. They're tearing up property, vandalizing. So that's a more decline because when I was a kid, there was just certain things we wouldn't do to or in front of adults. Not saying we didn't do something that we cursed and fought. It's just certain things that we wasn't gonna let adults see us do, and it's just certain things we wouldn't do to adults. Now, man, these kids, man, you better not say something to these kids. They'll jump you and beat you down. Have y'all been seeing these teen takeovers everywhere?
Yeah, I seen them, and somebody need to take over their ass with a belt.
I
They
mean,
need
but
to do
let's
it.
be real. Who do these kids have to respect? And I think the internet plays a big issue because back in the day when we were growing up, we didn't know what grown people did when they left the house. It was a mystery. We just know they left and they came back.
That's true.
Now,
Mm-hmm.
You can get online and see your mama in the club. Where it might not be on her page, her homegirl might have posted it, but your mom is out having
Oh
a fun
boy.
night with her friends. But you see your mama drinking, you see auntie drinking, you see somebody twerking in the background. So I feel like when it comes, yes, we can whoop our kids, but we don't have big mamas no more. We don't have the level of, there back in the day we was scared to disappoint certain people in our lives. You know what I'm saying? Who these kids scared to disappoint now?
Man, please.
Oh
You
Lord.
see, you see 50-year-old Lisa Ray dancing to Spin That.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that was gonna be my big thing. Is it's in the house and it's the adults. It
I
starts
agree.
there. I don't care what nobody says. That's the foundation. That's where it's built at, and and everything revolves around that. So, like Miss G just said, number one, I do agree the cell phone, the internet has completely changed the game. Like she said, now I can see mama left, grandmama left, and we didn't know what they doing. All we know is they left. But now I can see mama, whatever, whatever. Um, I think it needs to get back to the old school of the parenting instead of starting trying to be friends and dress like. To me, it ain't nothing worse than an old person trying to look young. That
True
that
and true.
that
See if you can find one of them teen takeovers.
that's just hard. That's just hard when you got parents um, endorsing dysfunctional behavior by kids. You know, so I think a lot of it. I think a lot of it has to do with parent, the adults.
Man,
Um,
yeah, man. It's bad what these like. I was looking for. I'm gonna find a teen takeover video too, but it be videos where like the mamas be twerking with their booty out in front of their kids.
Yeah. How you gonna teach your
Yeah,
daughter to love herself when you went and laid down on a table and got Edward Scissorhands all up? How you gonna teach your daughter to love herself?
What Josh say there? What Josh say? Children and adults are way more. I can't read
yeah,
it. What?
relatable in these times and facts.
See, and that's the
He said
problem.
children and adults are more relatable in these times.
Children
It's
are
it's
children are more relatable.
yeah. He's saying children and adults are more relatable to one another.
See, and I think that encompasses part of the problem because um, when I was growing up, and I think we talked about it last week, and I'm gonna say it again this week. We kind of touched on it. When grown people were talking, kids just wasn't permitted to be in the room.
That's
You-
right.
And then, yet
Right.
alone, to have the audacity to have input on the grown-ups conversation.
Or even repeat what you heard.
That just didn't happen when I was a kid. Like you said last week,
Yeah,
what you
I
say,
remember,
Jason? Your
man.
mama would tell you, "Get out of my mouth."
Yep.
Yeah,
Matter of fact, get out of here.
she'll look up. She'll look up and see you staring at her while she was just making a good point to one of her friends or something. Right in the middle, she'll stop right in the middle of sentence. Hey, get out of my mouth. Matter of fact, get on up out of here.
Get on up out of here. That was the next. It was get out of my mouth and then get on up out of here. But
Yeah,
you
Out
got,
of
you
here.
and we touched on it last week. You got kids that are permitted to sit there and to listen to the conversation, which is bad. But what's worse than bad is they're allowed to even speak on the conversation.
Okay, now
That's
you see
definitely
this right
crossed the
here.
line.
Now, y'all see this? Now they're talking about uh, they got an argument going back and forth about charging the parents. What do y'all think about that? Now these are people's kids right here. Do y'all okay? Do y'all think they should charge the parents when these kids out here doing all this they doing?
I,
I don't. I mean, you can't just think about the stuff we were doing when we were kids, Jason. Our parents, we were doing stuff that was. I think more today. You have the exposure of social media that we didn't have access to because we did.
That's true, but we ain't never done this before.
No, we did stuff that was bad. We did stuff that was
Not
bad.
like this.
Well,
Nah,
I
nah,
mean,
I don't know
we
nobody.
we did
I don't
stuff.
know none of my friends that we did something like this.
No,
You
but
did
we
you
Look
can't.
at
did
this.
age appropriate things. They were
No,
bad, but they were age appropriate.
we did some. We did illegal activity.
Yeah.
We did like we weren't supposed to be carrying guns
Sean,
as
Sean,
teenagers.
Sean, does it look like they trying to get away with it?
No,
Does it look like they're trying to hide from their parents?
no, they're
That's the
not
They
trying
look
to
difference.
like some
hide it.
Does
wild
it look like
animals. They look like
does
some
it look
wild
like
animals.
they trying to get away? Like they don't like they doing something slick?
No, they're
That's the
not trying.
difference. We
They're
want
not trying to hide it.
we wanted to be slick.
We want to be discreet
That's
about
the
it.
difference. Hey, look at this.
Well, I think the difference
They
is,
don't they ain't the street ain't even in their vocabulary.
well, like I said, we focusing on the kids, but I think it's the issue is the adults.
Mhm.
We keep
I don't
focusing on the
I
kids.
I gotta disagree with you.
Because if a grown, I'm gonna tell you why we focusing on the kids instead of the adult. Number one, when we go back to the school situation, like Miss G said, we go back to the school situation. Your kid could be reading well below their peers as far as comprehend. I can't. It's too much noise going on. Somebody got what's all that noise?
All right, you
I don't
got
know
it.
what that is. Is that the
You
video?
know you got kids that you know are failing school, but you'll go up there and fight tooth and nail to pass your child to the next grade. That's the adults. Second, like I said again, we just identified these moms and that whoever twerking and doing stuff in front of their kids. And not the consequences, like Cool Review said, there need to be corporal punishment. And who administers the corporal punishment? It's the parent. It's the parent, not the kid. Now, I agree with you, Jason. They're not trying to get away with nothing they're doing in that video. They're just openly doing it. They're just openly doing it like there's no repercussion. And the repercussion starts at the house.
I'm not blaming the kid for all of it, but what I'm saying is
All I
there's
know,
different kids, right?
when when I see a
Wait,
mob
wait,
of
wait.
black kids, when I see a mob of black kids, this all that go through my head.
What movie is that?
Oh, I know.
What?
Okay, let me. Y'all
That's
know.
Boys in the
Okay,
Hood right before Ricky got shot and those
Okay.
saxophones was playing in
right,
the
right, right,
background.
right,
Right.
right. Okay, listen though. Y'all check this out. Now y'all know we can't never have a show without bringing race in it. Y'all know we can't do it. This ain't gonna happen.
Go ahead.
But check this out. Check this out. Who do you see in that video?
I can't see it.
When have
Niggers.
we seen? Now I've seen at least a dozen of these videos, at least, all over the nation.
Yeah.
I ain't seen one yet of white kids. Why did I bring this up? Y'all talking about it's the
Ugh.
parenting. Or y'all saying black parenting are doing poor job than white parents?
Yep. I am.
Oh, did I
He
say that?
said he
Oh,
said a white kid. He said a good review said, yep.
or y'all saying, that white parents are doing a better job at parenting their kids than black parents are?
I'm
Yep.
Because
not gonna
I haven't seen a
say
video like this yet of white kids doing all this.
I'm not gonna say that white parent, and I'm speaking because I grew up around nothing but white people. I actually didn't start hanging out with black people till I was in high school, but I'm not gonna say that white parents raise their children better. What I will say is that the knowledge in the household is different. A white parent will teach a child about certain laws and certain things they can do, where a black parent is arguing about what celebrity has more money. So it's just
Mm.
different types of conversations. Because my dad was an attorney for the state of Texas and the state of New York. So it was different for me. I saw a different side of life. I grew up in Turtle Creek when I moved to Texas. So And then when my parents divorced, that's when I went to the hood. So I was like, I cannot believe like your parents just don't. They didn't tell you that that's illegal. They didn't tell you that you can go to jail. Like, who's like, do you have a lawyer on retainer? Like, I'm asking these questions and they looking at me like, girl, what the fuck are you talking about? But it's different kinds of conversations that go on
All
in
right.
homes.
Okay, Miss G. So what is that called?
I'm not necessarily saying it's calling better parenting, but if we both, if
Wait,
my
wait, wait, wait.
okay,
Hold on.
let's say this. So let's say me and you are our parents are both gonna take us to the movies, right? When we kids. But your mama say, hey, just stay out of trouble. And my mama say, hey, you know if you do this, they could lock you up if you do X, Y, and Z. You may just say, well, my mama said stay out of trouble. I won't say that it's necessarily better parenting. It's just more information. That's the difference between an
Miss
ignorant
G.
person and a smarter person. It's just information.
Miss G, you know what that's called?
What?
It's called parenting. I'm trying to figure out what you talking about.
You could
Okay, and then I'm gonna show
label
you, Miss
it.
G.
You could label it and say parent, but I'm just
I
saying
mean, it's called parenting.
yeah, I'm just saying
You just
it's just
gave
different
examples.
conversations. I don't think it's I
You
don't
get
the reason why I
it's
say I
called
don't think
parenting.
it's better or worse is because when we go to court, we don't get treated the same way. That's why I'm saying I'm not calling it parenting because
Hold
even
on,
if a white parent fails, a white child is not going to get the same punishment as a black child. That's why I'm not
hold
saying
on.
it's parenting.
But we talking about outcomes. We ain't got the court yet. We talking about outcomes on the children's behavior. Have you seen a white one of these?
Honestly, I don't. I mean, I don't. I've never really seen a takeover period, so I'm not gonna comment on that.
Okay. Well,
Oh
my algorithm shows that all these. I haven't heard anybody say anything about they seeing white kids doing. It was a Florida. It was a Florida governor. I don't know if he was a governor or a mayor. And, in one of them cities, he had a press conference on these takeovers. There was some takeovers in his city, and he said it. He said we're gonna have to address the fact that these are black children. He said we're gonna have to address it. And see, and he specifically said that. So it ain't just my algorithm. This is what the cities is dealing with. And we want to talk about parenting. We might need to go over there to the white folks and ask them how they doing it. Or we can stop doing like this dude named Tim doing over in these comments.
What?
Uh, 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 cool
Oh,
reviews.
goodness.
Cool reviews. Get that comment, Tim, right there. This is one of the problems right here in the black community. This is why one of the problems why our kids, and not just our kids. No, no, not that. The Tim. Go to Tim. Up there, Timothy. About three comments up from that. Yeah, right there. Read that. Go in. You don't have to act a fool when you are in charge. And make it another excuse. Another excuse. You know what he's saying, Miss G?
No, what is
He's
he?
saying white people in charge so they don't have to act a fool.
Oh, please.
So basically,
I
what you're saying is since black people ain't in charge, they have to act a fool.
No, they don't.
so
What are you
so
saying,
uh,
Doc?
so do what about if you parenting like this? Hold on.
Bitches, where y'all at? Stuffing that shit in y'all
Yeah,
bag.
yeah,
Just
yeah,
to
you ain't gotta play
flip
all
off
that.
some
We got
tags.
it.
Huh?
Going that go,
Let,
y'all.
I
let's
just
go.
said
Spin
Yeah,
that
yeah,
shit.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Spin
yeah.
that shit.
that 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 that's good parenting.
All my scared as a nigga said, they're going on my back.
Is this the
40,
white man fault?
65 e cash.
Is that the white man fault that little kids probably can't? We just talked
What
about you can't read, and now you talking about
Cool
where my
reviews.
scamming ass niggas
what's the comment saying? What's they saying in the comments?
Cool
What is Tim?
reviews.
at?
Go ahead.
Cool
Huh?
reviews.
Yeah.
Your kids ain't got to act like that when you in charge.
What
Oh,
are they?
okay.
Cool reviews. What are they saying? And what are some of the
Okay.
comments in the?
If we don't parent our kids, someone else will. That's one. Another
Okay.
said
No, they won't.
it
They're just
takes
gonna
a
lock them
village.
up.
And that it takes a village is so overrated. Look, you don't need a village if you whoop your own kids in your own house. You talking about a village.
Now
Now
I
let's talk
disagree.
about these
Hold
villages.
on.
Your kid,
I disagree with you right there, Miss Cool Reviews. Because you can try to discipline a kid yourself. But when they go out that door, the things on the outside of that door are strong gravitational pull. And if they go
it
out
do.
that door and everything around them is what you just seen in them videos, and that's all they walking into when they go out that door, you got a fight on your hands no matter how much you whoop your kids, no matter you ain't gonna do nothing but become the bad guy.
It's
And
okay.
nowadays you
And
can't
the
even whoop your
bad
kids.
guy always,
Wait, wait a minute,
and
no,
you
no, no.
going and
I
at
know
the end of
you
the
ain't gotta
day,
care. Hold on, no, no,
but
no.
at the end of the
I
day,
know
they
you're
gonna
gonna
tell
tell
the
me that.
bad guy, you was right, I was wrong. It's gonna
Hold
hurt.
on.
It's gonna
But
hurt
that's
now.
after they wait a minute, but that's after
It's
they
okay.
locked up or after they in the
Right.
graveyard. You know
Well,
what I'm
look,
saying?
if I
That's
could,
when they gonna tell
if
you, or when they 50 years old. Wait a minute, hold on. Or when they 50 years old, that's when they gonna tell you you were right. You see what I'm saying? So right now, what we gonna do in the meantime? When they don't even allow you, you talking about beating kids, now you gonna go to jail.
no,
Yes.
I ain't.
These kids are
No,
Yes.
shooting their
You're
own
gonna go to you're
parents.
gonna go to jail.
You going to jail.
You going to jail,
and guess what? When
and
I
they
get
come.
out of jail,
Bro,
Now if
you
they
gonna get
come,
another whooping for calling
no,
the police on me. I'm
no,
gonna
no,
go
no,
back again.
no,
nope, and they
I'm
gonna
gonna whoop
no,
your ass again.
no,
no,
no, no, no. That's
no.
not how that's gonna work. You
See,
and
that's
It
and,
why
don't
you
work
and,
have
like
and,
that
no
no
more
more,
and
Doc.
kids then.
they gonna make you leave the
That,
house.
Yep.
They gonna
that
make
kind
you leave the
Well, who
house.
gonna parent the
listen,
kid?
bro.
If
You
they
gonna
make me
parent
leave the house,
kids.
who
Cool
gonna parent
breeze.
the kid?
They don't want you to
Cool
parent your
breeze.
kids. They don't want you to.
Huh?
The government
They
don't
put in
want you
foster care, brother. They go into foster care.
Yeah.
I'm
What?
telling
And
you.
then
I ain't telling you nothing I heard.
we
I'm
talk
telling
about
you
this
my own
damn
eyes.
village. We talk about this damn village. Can't nobody tell your kids nothing. You walking down the street, Miss Brown can't spank your kid and then call you and say, "Hey, I had to spank little Johnny because he was stealing." That's the village. We can't do that no more. You don't be talking to my kid. You leave my kid alone. I'll whoop your ass. What village we talking
Yeah, you're
about?
right. That's what he talking about, though. He said we don't have the bitch no more. That's what the guy
We
in the comments
don't.
was talking about. Joshua. He said it takes a village to raise them, but since we don't have the village no more, you get what you seeing in them videos.
Mm-hmm.
If I see your kid at one in one of them videos and I yoke their ass up, the parent gonna get mad at me. Why you do that to my child? You could have just called me. What village? The parent gonna want to fight me
Ain't no
because I
village no
yoked their
more.
kid up.
But see, this is why we got what we got, though.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
This is why we get what we get. Ain't
Mm-hmm.
no village no more.
It's not.
Like you said, they want to go jump on the teacher.
yeah,
They
Now
gonna
we want
jump
to
on the
blame the
teacher.
parents. Check this out. It goes both ways. We want to blame the parents, right, for these kids.
yeah.
And y'all right. There's a percentage of the parents that are bad parents. Or when I say bad parents, they doing a bad job. Okay? And they doing all this stuff y'all just got to give an example of. But then you got also a large percentage of parents that are doing the right things by their kids and teaching them right. But when they go out of that door, this is why I don't always blame the parents. But when them
Hmm.
kids go out that door, the little girls got a whole different set of change of clothes that you didn't buy in that backpack. You see what I'm saying? The
That's
little
when a
boys that
kid.
went there somewhere, they ain't never make it to school. And vice versa. You know what I'm saying? And they know that if you knew, you'd have whooped their butt or you'd have been on them as a parent. Some of these parents do the right thing. But like he said, the community, right? The community is degenerate. They have to walk out your door with a discipline to a whole world where there is no discipline and there is no morals. You see
That's
what I'm
when you gotta
saying?
pop up on them. Your kids gotta fear that you gonna pop up on them at school. That way they won't do it. See, a lot of time these parents don't have time to pop up at the school or just show up because they gotta go to work 6 or 7 days a week. So they can't even have their kids afraid for them to show up at school. Because when you show up, you find out
Cool
what you mean,
reviews.
little Johnny ain't here. What you mean? You
Cool
pull out of
reviews. They don't
class and
let you
find
pop
out,
up no more.
huh?
I, 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 but
They
like,
don't
but
let
like,
you pop up no more. You gotta
Nah,
make an
yeah,
appointment.
you gotta make appointment permission.
Huh?
Yeah,
Man, you can't pop
yeah,
up
yeah,
with
yeah,
kids no more.
yeah. But the thing is, we keep talking about the kids, but where's the accountability as far as the adults?
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Where's
The
the
adults are
adults
making the rules.
accountability?
I'm trying to give the adults accountability. The adults are making the rules, right? The adults are the reasons why you can't whoop your kids no more. They take you to jail. The adults are the reason why you can't pop up on your kids no more. You see what I'm saying? You got to make an appointment. The adults are the reason why ain't no cameras in these
What
classrooms.
what's that question right there? Cool reviews. What was that
Nah, they
question?
said ain't no village.
Nah, it ain't no
Oh,
village.
It ain't no
nah, it
village.
ain't no village. Hell no,
Nah,
ain't
it ain't
no
no
village.
village. Ain't no village.
Ain't no village.
Ain't no
Not
village.
even in the house. Grandma at the club. Grandma on a girl trip. She on a carnival cruise. Who the village? Shoot.
Do
Granddaddy at
y'all
the
know?
strip club.
Yeah, do y'all know the kids that act like they got some sense in the classroom? Do you know they are the minority?
Yep.
I talk to my kids. I talk to my kids when they're in their school, man. If you act like you got some sense in that classroom, you're the minority in the class. Back when I was coming up in school, the kids that was acting a fool was the minority.
Yep.
That done flipped. That done flipped now.
What is that question?
Man,
There's a village.
who said
Who
somebody
said
said
that?
there is a village?
He said there is. I don't know where it's at. Maybe somewhere in Africa they got a
Oh,
village.
Floyd. Oh, that's Floyd. Floyd Clifton. That's one of my customers. Floyd. Floyd said there is a village. All right, Floyd. Where the village? What happened to the village, Floyd? We think the village went away because
Yeah, it's somewhere in Zimbabwe or
if
something.
if if you telling me I can't say nothing to your children, and your children be telling me I can't say nothing to them, so but you're not around, and they out there doing something they ain't got no business doing. Something that's going to hurt someone else, or get them locked up, or damage something in the community. You know, so that's not a village.
Nope.
That ain't even.
Yeah.
We don't have a
Yeah.
community anymore. A lot of these, you know, a lot of these communities.
Yeah, the village concept is that's
All
just
right.
talk now.
And I think, man, that'll be a good segment into the last and finals topic: the effect of fatherless homes.
That whew, that yeah, I might some
And
people
we
might
right
get
back where
mad.
we started.
Some people might get mad at me about this one, but go ahead, Jason. What'd you say?
Shit, we right back where we started.
And that's my thing is
That's half. Look, that's half the battle right there. How we
yeah,
got here.
the fatherless in the home accounts for low literacy. The
Mm-hmm.
father in the home accounts for the children, for the children. You know,
You mean no father in the home?
yeah, no father. The fatherless home. The father. I'll just say a male figure. Period. It's but more or lessly the fatherless. You know, 71% of all children are more likely to drop out of school if they don't have a father in that home. 71% of the total number of kids dropping out of those total numbers, 71% they don't have a father in the home. I
John,
mean,
it's funny you say that because I know a family, right? I know a chick got 4 kids.
Damn.
2 of her kids graduated high school, and 2 of them didn't. The 2 that graduated high school, their fathers was consistently in their life, and they all got different fathers. All 4 of them got different fathers.
Damn.
The 2 graduated high school, both of them, their fathers was consistently in those 2 kids' lives. The other 2, they were absentee fathers. You
mm,
know, I mean, I know one of them knew his father. Might have saw him every blue moon or whatever, but it wasn't really just. They were pretty much absentee. The two who were absentee fathers, they dropped out of high school. So I can see what you're saying.
mm. And what that creates. you know, the 71% of those kids drop out of school without the father's home. Three kids without the father in the home are three times more likely to repeat a grade. To repeat a grade, and it in fatherless homes, the normally a lot of well, I ain't gonna say normally, it impacts your poverty status. Normally when you have a fatherless home, the statistics say that there's a good chance, not the only chance, that you're going to be in a poverty stricken environment. And those that I mean, so that fatherless not being in that home, that impacts a lot. That's a big impact on the two things that we just talked about prior to this fatherless home thing.
But you know what? We don't talk about that enough in our communities because we don't want to offend women because women got this thing you ever heard that how they be like, I don't need no man. What I need a man for? My own money. I can do this. I can do that. Whatever man, I know y'all all heard this. Whatever a man can do for me, I can do for myself. What can a man do for me that I can't do for myself? Raise your kids. How about
Mm.
that? Make sure your kid ain't one of the statistics of the 80% of prisoners that didn't have a father in the house. Make sure your kid ain't one of them. That's what they can do for you. Make sure your kid ain't one of these 71% that dropped out. That's what a man can do for you.
But I'm gonna
So
say it, and I know this gonna ruffle some feathers, Jason. But you got to look at policies that's put in place too, especially when and I know we talked about we're going to minimize the black community situation, but I go back. I stand firm on the crime bill. I go to the 1986 crime bill that Reagan put, and I go to the 94 crime bill that Biden and Clinton pushed. The 86 crime bill that Reagan pushed locked black people up. I did something today. Let me show you a comparison to
wrong with
what huh? What the 80
that? Go ahead.
what the 86 crime bill was. This right here is a Jolly Rancher, right? This is a Jolly Rancher. And you take a little piece off of this. If you take just a fraction of a piece off of this equates to 5 grams. You see this?
Yeah.
And you know what that'll got you when Reagan brought in the 86 crime bill? That'll get you 5 years for crack. This is 5 grams of crack, right? This will get you five. Like I said, and this ain't a total 5 grams. You take a little bit more off, it's 5 grams. This will get you 5 years in the penitentiary. This is 5 years. This is crack, preferably a black drug. Choice of drugs of people of color. I'm not gonna say black, people of color. This right here, this right here is 85 Jolly Ranchers. This is 500 grams. This equates. Can you see that?
Yeah.
This equates to 500 grams of cocaine, pure cocaine. How much time does that get you? Anybody want to guess? That'll get you.
Oh, shit.
That'll get you. This will get you 5 years. This is crack cocaine. This right here is 500 grams, 85 Jolly Ranchers. This will get you the same amount of time that this will get you. What's fair about that? That,
Well,
that-
you had equal opportunity. Wait a minute. You
go
had
ahead.
equal opportunity. The person selling, you talking about for selling drugs, right? Or possession, right?
This right here is 500 grams,
I got that.
85,
But are you talking about
85
possession?
Jolly Ranchers. Go ahead. Now go ahead.
Are you talking about possession charge
Possession.
or selling it?
It's possession. Either way.
Okay. Okay. The person that was possessing it had equal opportunity, right? Huh?
Go ahead. What you mean? Equal opportunity? What?
They had equal opportunity to sell the powder or the crack.
Well, it's not
They
necessarily
chose. They chose
selling.
the crack.
That's to
Well,
use or
they. Well, they.
sell.
Oh, well, yeah, you're right. Some of them are users, right?
Use it or sell it. Either
But
way,
it,
you get
okay,
caught with it. That's
but
what's
they did.
happening.
But they had a choice to which one they wanted to do, right?
Right?
Or are you saying that they wasn't educated on how much time they get prior to getting
No,
possession?
no, no. It's not a matter of whether or not they're educated. I'm speaking on the disparity of the two. I'm speaking on the
I know what you're
disparity.
saying.
The problem isn't whether or not you're educated on whether or not which one to get you 5 years if you got 5 grams and which one to get you five
I know
years
what
if you
you're
got
saying.
500 grams. So the issue is the disparity. And what those two bills, the 86 crime bill, which Reagan brought in, and the 94 crime bill, which Clinton came and brought in. And when you look at those bills, they disproportionately um, 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 were directed towards the people of the male of color. You can't make that make sense to me. You can't make that make sense to me. What the comment? Anybody in the comments? What the comments saying? Any questions in the comments? Cool
Um,
reviews.
It said, let me see what this one says. True, true by Joseph. Uh, yeah, he was saying the women wanted to be independent. That was back then. Uh,
let me
let's
ask. Let
see.
me ask you this, Sean.
Go ahead, Jason.
We raise our
So,
daughters
do
not to
you not
need
think?
men as well. Some dudes do.
Go
Yup.
ahead. Yeah.
So, do you not think there is a possible rational explanation for that?
Elaborate on that. What you mean? Elaborate.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I never gave it enough thought to break it down like that. But what kind of effects was crack cocaine having on the
Well,
community in
well,
comparison to
well,
powder?
well. Let me say this. Let me say this.
Hold on,
Oh,
wait.
go
Make sure you
ahead. I'm
got
sorry. I
the
thought you was
question right.
finished. I thought that was a question. Go ahead.
I know. I don't think you heard the last part. I
No,
said,
no. Go ahead. Go ahead.
what
I'm
kind of
listening. Go ahead.
effects? What kind of effects the crack cocaine have on the community in comparison to the powder? And the reason why I'm asking that is because my homeboy Rock, you know Rock, he always say this at the barbershop. He be like, man, it's just something about that baking soda. I don't know what that baking soda did, what they put in that baking soda. In other words, once you add that baking soda to that powder under the
Right.
right temperature and right formula, boom. So I'm asking you, if people like Rock can acknowledge that it's something about that baking soda that makes this a whole completely different drug, that means that drug can have a completely different effect on people and on the community. So did that drug have a greater impact on the community than the powder cocaine?
I see it as this having and once again, it's for me, it's the disparity because it's the same. It's
Wait,
fundamentally the
wait,
same thing.
but is it?
Go, go.
But I'm crazy.
I
Is
got
it
you.
a
I'm gonna answer
disparity
it. I'm
though?
going.
Because
I'm going to answer
okay,
it.
go ahead.
That it have a yes, it had an effect on the communities. Yes, because when you
In
remove
comparison,
yeah, when you take and remove the male out of the community, you take not only are you
no, no,
removing the
no, no.
infrastructure.
Wait, 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 wait,
Go
wait.
ahead, go ahead.
Wait. When I said does it, I said what kind of effect did the crack? Not removing the male. I ain't talking about did that have an effect on the community. I ain't talking about the '94 crime bill and all that. I'm talking about what kind of effect did the crack cocaine have on the community and on the lives of the people individually?
That's the effect. The effect is based on you getting caught
No,
with.
no,
I
no,
ain't even
no.
hold
Hear
on,
me
hold on.
out.
Wait a minute. Let me finish. Let me finish. You're trying to say the personal that's personally using it. That's what you're focusing
No,
on. You're
no,
just saying
no.
you're focusing on the effect when you use it. You go out and break in the car, whatever the case may be. That's what you're
Yeah,
saying. That's
whatever
what you're
that is.
focusing on.
Yeah.
but the
Yeah,
effect that doesn't encompasses the total effect on that drug, because you're locking people up regardless if they was a user or not. So the effect is you're removing number one, you're removing the male, the fundamentally foundation, the enforcer or whatever you want to call it of the community out of the neighborhood. The second thing is the second thing is you created these bills that automatically, okay, you get released from early parole. No, you're not getting released early anymore and going back to the community. We're going to keep you here for umpteen years, decades at a time, which takes away, not only does it takes away the male, the actual physical male, but it takes away tax dollars. It takes away that male who's actually physically able to work and to create tax dollars that goes back into that community. Do you know when they were building jails? The jails are normally in rural areas. Do you know they count the inmate population in those rural areas are counted towards that community's population, which equates to more political representation, which equates to more federal and government money funding. So while you funneling all of that towards those rural areas and those white communities, guess what it's doing to the black community? It's creating more poverty and it's disfranchising those communities. Is what it's doing. That's it. That's what's happening when you do that. Go ahead.
okay.
What they got in the comments? Cool reviews.
Now my boy just pulled up. He said I'm late to the show and I'm not sure what the full topic is. I'm just here now listening about that powder.
Go ahead. What you say, Jason? Go ahead.
Okay. You didn't answer my question.
No, I answered your question. See, you're focusing on the
No, you
actual
didn't.
user
No, you didn't.
smoking it or using it.
No, no,
But Jason, that ain't the only thing that
no.
impact. That's not the only thing that
You didn't answer my
impacts the
question.
community. It's a bigger impact. If I'm
You
taking dollars out of your community, what's more impactful? If I'm taking
you
tax
didn't answer
dollars
my
out of your
question.
community, what's more impactful? Your roads, that impacts your roads. That impacts your quality of education. That impacts your fire departments, trash pickup, law enforcement, libraries, parks. So when you remove that male figure out of the community, you're removing tax dollars. And you're removing political representation because now your population decreases in those communities, and now you got jury voting issues and things like that, and they're being funneled now back to those rural white areas. I mean that's what's more impactful than that. What's more impactful than that?
Sean,
Go ahead.
Sean,
I'm listening. Go ahead.
you I got to steer you back to the original topic. We was comparing crack cocaine
Right.
against powder cocaine.
Right.
Okay. My point is, you say it don't make sense for one to have more time than the other. That's what you said,
That that's
right?
that's t- that's 5 years, and this is 5 years.
All right. Now, dynamite come in small packages, right? Right?
Go ahead. I'm listening.
You can get something big that ain't as powerful as dynamite. That can't do the damage that dynamite can do, right?
Right.
So so you think just because something is bigger than dynamite that they gonna give you more time for it because it might be bigger? It might be fluff. It might not even do the damage that dynamite gonna do, and dynamite gonna come in fall package.
Right.
You see
I
what I'm
agree.
saying? This is my point. So that's why I asked you what kind of impact in comparison to the powder did the crack rock have on the community? Because one thing I know that the squeaky wheel gets the oil.
And that's
You dig what I'm saying?
you're right.
Right. So how loud was that crack squeaking compared to the powder?
I, the people were misled.
Hmm?
the people, right, exactly. The
Well,
people were
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that.
go ahead. See, they were
I'm glad you said
told
that.
that,
Because you
hold on,
know, a
they were
lot of the
to,
community leaders, go ahead, a
no,
lot of
no,
the
go ahead,
black
Jason, go
community
ahead, go ahead.
leaders, a lot of the black community leaders and preachers and different people in the community, they push for that. So it
Let me
ain't just, you can't just blame
not
the white government,
but you're right.
for being disproportionate. But
They were
but that proves my point. Because why would the activists, why would the black activists and the black preachers and all that get together and beg the government to do something about it? Remember,
you,
nah. Remember I was talking about impact. Remember I was talking about
yeah,
impact.
go ahead. I'm listening. Yeah,
So if crack is impacting their community more than powder is, then they gotta raise the stakes. That means that they're gonna address the issue with time. If a powder is not a big problem, just because it's bigger and fluffier, don't mean it's as powerful as a smaller piece of crack.
that
That's I just said this.
the leadership was misled. The black leadership was misled. They were 100% misled because the government told them that they were going to give them grants and things of that nature to help that what they called an epidemic in those black communities. You had black preachers that black you had black preachers. You had the black caucus. What is it called? The Congressional Black Caucus. They were on board. You had you had some of the black mayors in some of those predominantly black cities that were leading the push for this bill to get passed. But because they understood that they were going to be getting grant money to help fix the so-called epidemic, and that the grant money was going to be funneled to them for things to put in place to help this situation. But what happened was the governors of some of these states and some of those major black cities said, "No, we're going to take that money," and guess what they did with it? We're going to build more prisons. We're going to build more prisons. We're going to put more police officers in your state, in your cities, to lock more people up. So they create what the black people got. See, that's why I don't. That's why I don't. I say you shouldn't. Sometimes you gotta read the fine print. And I wish Zero was in here because he mentioned Jesse Jackson last week. Let me read you what Jesse Jackson said about this bill. This is Jesse Jackson back in January of 1994. He said the Dreca Khan Senate crime bill is an expensive non-remedy. This is criminal. He called the bill criminal. We need development, not containment. This political process is not working for us. We must go another way. Those are Jesse Jackson words in January of 1994 before that bill was passed. He said that bill is criminal. And like you said, Jason, all of those preachers, black preachers, all of those black congressional black caucus and those black mayors of some of those predominantly black cities all pushed for it. 58% of black America approved this bill, and 46% white people said, no, we don't want it. So what was it that Jesse Jackson knew that these now you can't tell me that those white politicians didn't have the data and the information of how it was going to affect the black community because Jesse Jackson knew how it was going to affect the black community. So so to say they didn't know, no, I don't buy that. They knew because Jesse Jackson knew and he spoke adamantly about it. And those black preachers, those black mayors, and they did all the dirty work for the politicians, Bill Clinton and Joe Biden, who had this bill signed and impact that bill is impacted today of the black community because the black father was taken away, those tax dollars was lost, and when you go to prison, in those rural areas, you are now accounting for the population of that area opposed to the area where you came from, which increases your political representation and tax dollars being removed from the place you came from and being funneled to the place you're held in prison at. Go ahead.
Well, hell, I can't knock them. Hell, they just like that guy, that sheriff guy that they got that video going around saying. He said, what he tell them about? He said we got our older prisoners dying off,
Yeah, we
and
need
he
we
said
need we need the sweat
he said
equity.
we need these young guys with sweat equity. We need that sweat
Right,
equity.
right. We need sweat
Yeah,
equity.
I can't blame them. You niggas want to act a fool? We gonna be rich off of y'all.
But
How about that?
I find that interesting that the majority of the black population supported something that eventually that has impacted them, that was done in that's 30 plus
But
years and it's still
Sean,
being impacted today. Go
Sean,
ahead.
that confirms my point.
If that's your point,
Even
I
though they
agree.
couldn't see, no, it confirms my point a while ago when I said, how is that little piece of crack rock impacting the community? Those people that's why they was against it. That's why they was for the bill. Because how it was impacted their community. They thought that bill was going to help the community because
They, they,
they was overrun by that crack epidemic.
they were misled to believe it was going to help the community. I agree because, like I
Right, but
said,
they had a
go ahead.
but why would they not be on board when they see that community in shambles behind this crack?
But Jason, I agree with you. From the surface, that's what it looks
I
like.
mean, they didn't see the end goal. They didn't see the
Right.
end game, but all they knew is how it was impacting them, bro. They wanted relief. That's what I'm
But
saying. That's why the crack got. That's why I don't take but this much crack to get 5 years. I don't even think it had nothing to do with you being black. It's
no, it
just
has
that
something to do.
the
It has
people was
something to do with
calling
being
for.
black. It
I don't believe
absolutely has
that. I don't
something to
believe
do
that.
with being black.
Well, we ain't gotta agree on that. We argue about this every
Yeah, yeah,
month.
yeah. It has something to do with
Look,
being black. You know,
I don't think it has something to do with how it was impacting the community. You okay? Let me ask you this: was cocaine doing the same thing to communities that crack was?
I don't think the push was as
Just go and say
aggressive.
no, bro. Just go and
No,
say
no, no.
no. Just go
I
and
don't.
say no.
Look. No, 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 no. Wait a minute. Time out. I don't know because I wasn't living in those type of environments, so I can only speak from where I was at. So I don't know.
You
I
know what
don't
amazes
know if
me?
the. Go ahead. Go ahead.
You know what amazes me about y'all, man? Y'all always believe that they just hide all white news and that we only got access to black news. That I can't. Y'all kill me with that.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Why was it that a person like Jesse Jackson called the bill criminal? He called the bill criminal now.
Because
Hold on. Let me ask you.
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell
Hold
you
on. Let me
why.
finish and I'm
I
gonna
don't
ask you.
know why he called it criminal.
He
I
called the
don't know why.
bill. Go ahead.
Hold on. You have a question? I don't know why he called it criminal, but if I had to guess, it'd be because not only are they not locking up the the uh, uh, the dope dealer, right? The one who's selling the crack. Not only are they locking him up for a crack, just for one little crack rock, getting caught with one little crack rock, they also locking up the smoker, the one that's addicted to it, right? That's what makes it criminal. When you locking up, you giving the person that's addicted to the drug the same amount of time, almost as you giving to the person that's selling it. Then, of course, most time they get up on selling it more, but sometimes you can't tell whether somebody's selling it or not because you can catch the person that's selling it. All he got is 1 or 2 rocks with him. He just say, "I'm a smoker." You see what I'm saying? So
Right.
they giving them time. So I see why Just Jack said, I feel like it's going to come out criminal because he's saying the people that's hooked on the drug, they need treatment. They
And
need
he said
programs. That's
exact.
why he said it's criminal. He has sense
And
enough to see that. I understand that. But it's hard to separate the two You know what I'm saying? Because
you know what
everybody
you're,
gonna say they're a smoker. Everybody
but
gonna say they're a crackhead if you get caught with some stuff. I'm a smoker. I'm a
but
crackhead.
you know what, Jason? The
You
same
know,
thing you're saying is what they were saying. The same thing that you're saying right here today, 30 years removed, is the exact same language that they use to get this bill passed. The exact
who is
language that
they?
you're
They be
using.
doing too much.
The the the
Who
the
is
the,
they?
the,
They be
the,
doing too much.
they is the Black Mayors Coalition, the black pastors that pushed for this bill with the Democratic Party and the Congressional Black Caucus. They were making these same. You must have read this. You were repeating their language, and
No,
you know
no. What
what?
I'm saying is,
Hold on. 30 years removed, they all came back and said, "Damn, we messed up. We should have listened to
no. But
Jesse."
see, no. But what I'm saying is, I see this. I see that that these people should have got treatment or whatnot. But somebody has got to get locked up. So I understand that there should have been a distinction made.
And they said that somebody got. That's what.
I don't think the crackhead should have got 5 years for
But they
getting caught with
did.
a little bitty crack rock. But I don't believe it should have. I'm
Right.
with Jesse. I believe that person, like you saying they doing right now with the opioid deal.
Opioid. Right.
I believe that person should have got programs, treatment, and all of that.
And that's my
Right.
thing.
So
Like,
I partially agree with you, right? But when it comes to the ones that was selling the drug, I can't go with you on that.
but that's but
They
that
ass need to be locked up
but they're
because
not
they was
making.
a menace to the damn community.
But they're not making a distinction though, Jason. The
Well,
bill didn't
so
make a
what you want them to do?
distinction.
But so
The
what you
bi-
want them to do? Let's let the drug dealers run free.
do the same thing they're doing now with the opioid addiction. They're not locking them up with the opioid addiction. They're
They ain't locking
rehabilitating
neither
them.
one of them up.
Exactly. They're
They not locking neither
rehabilitating
one of
them.
them up right now.
They're rehabilitating
No,
them.
they're not locking the drug dealers up
I,
either.
I,
They not rehabilitating the drug dealers.
now I guarantee you they're probably putting them in some type of work program. And see, when that epidemic was going on and you get a felony, you losing everything, Jason. You're losing
You losing
everything.
everything. It's like the drugs is not the only crime, bro.
No,
You
no,
losing
no.
everything anytime you get a felony.
No. We're talking about what created mass incarceration. See, this created a different level of incarceration. This created a whole different level of this created what they call mass incorporate. Nothing that the 94 crime bill impacted a vertical leap of mass incarceration that had happened no other time in the history of America. It was a
Let me ask you
historical.
something.
It was historically a document that created mass incarceration that had never been done in the history of the United States of America. Go ahead.
You know what else was historical? That crack epidemic.
I agree.
And so drastic situations cause for drastic measures. And I'm not sure. Like I said, I disagree with how they should have made a distinction. That's one thing we agreeing on right now. But somebody needed to be locked up because that whole drug game with the crack thing, everything, it destroyed the black communities. Some of them put themselves in jail. They didn't care about the law.
But I
They
like
they
I,
knew that they selling that crack. They knew what they had coming.
but Jason, it's like I said before. Not I don't have a problem with locking up. The problem I have is the disparity. It's the difference.
I know that.
It's
I
the
know that. I
difference.
told.
It's the problem.
Well, no. I already told you what I think about disparity. Whatever gonna give you gonna give a bigger punishment to whatever having a bigger impact on a negative impact. Whatever go after the most negative impact, a bigger negative impact is gonna get bigger punishment. That's common sense to me. So I can't say that the only reason this is disparity is because
But
of race.
But
I can't say that.
why do you think that has a bigger why do you think that has had a bigger impact? Do you know what makes you what do you have to
I don't
say
know.
that that
I don't know. I don't know. I don't even go on
exactly,
information.
exactly.
But okay, but how can you say it didn't?
No, no, no. I'm talking about as far as the impact of what it did. If it didn't, why is everybody 30 years removed from that saying
No, I ain't talking about. No, 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 no,
no,
no,
no,
no,
no,
no.
no. Wait a
I'm
minute,
not
wait a
talking about
minute.
the law.
No, no, no. But you can't omit the law. See, you can't omit
No, no,
that
no, no, no,
because
no.
that's part of
You
the
missing it.
process. Go ahead.
You missing my argument.
Go ahead.
I'm not talking about the impact that the '94 crime bill had on the community.
86 and 94.
I'm talking about, huh? Yeah, I'm
86
not
and
talking about
94.
that. I'm not talking about those bills. I'm talking about the impact that the crack epidemic had on the black community. That's what I'm talking about.
They got tricked, Jason. They got played. They got tricked. They
Wait,
got fooled.
wait, wait. I'm just saying, if the impact was so great in comparison to the impact
What do you mean? What
of
do you
the
mean when you say impact so great? What do you talk when you say impact? I'm trying to understand what you're saying.
okay, there was no there. Okay, what maybe I don't know much about drugs. So let me ask you this. I'm asking you
I don't
since
know.
you knew how
I don't,
much
yeah,
crack.
I'm not a qualified I'm
You
not a
know,
drug
now
expert.
you
I'm not a
now you
drug
said take a
expert.
little bit piece
I'm
off
not
of
a
this
drug
and it'll
expert.
be 5 grams. You
Look.
knew you
But let's go on to camera. I am not a drug expert. On camera, I am not a drug expert. But go ahead.
listen, listen. What I'm saying is, did they have a powder cocaine epidemic?
Well, crack is powder cocaine.
No, no, no. It's crack rock. It's
Okay.
mixed with baking powder and it's cooked up. See, that's different. So, did they have a powder cocaine seller and user epidemic?
See, but
We know
see
they've
that.
always sold it and had drug deals with powder, but did they have a powder cocaine
What,
usage
what,
epidemic?
but Jason, the epidemic starts with his coming over here. It's got to get over here first.
Wait, 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 wait.
It's
One thing
got
at a
it.
time. One thing at a
The
time.
cocaine
I know
got to
y'all
get
gonna go
over
there.
here. Go ahead.
Wait a minute. I know you're gonna go there because Eric Finley just went there a while ago in these comments. So I know y'all gonna go there.
Yeah, you
Okay, but
got
we'll
to.
get
You
there.
can't omit that.
We'll get there. But you gotta answer the question first. Was it a powder cocaine usage epidemic that was impacting a community somewhere?
I think it was a powder cocaine epidemic.
Where
Because
at? Where
hold on,
exactly?
let me tell you why it was a powder
Wait.
cocaine. Hold on,
I ain't talking about.
no no
Wait.
let me tell you why. Let me
I'm
tell you
talking
why
about
it was a
in
powder cocaine.
powder form. Wait. I'm talking about in powder form.
Let me tell you why. Because as long as I've been on this, crack is a new was a new thing. Cocaine has always been an issue in
That's my
America.
point.
In
I
America.
didn't ask you was an issue. I didn't
Th-
ask you was an
no,
issue.
no, it's been a big issue. It's consistently been a
I
big
didn't ask you.
issue.
I asked you was it an epidemic
Yes, it's an
like
epidemic.
crack was?
Yes, it was an epidemic. Cocaine
So
absolutely
you
was an
telling me that?
epidemic.
So you telling me that in the powder form, in
Jason,
the
I
powder
understand what you
form,
said, powder form.
before
I
it's cooked up,
understand.
crack had the same effect on families and individuals and communities that cocaine.
I,
Cocaine. That cocaine, powder cocaine, had the same negative effect on individuals and families and communities that crack had on them.
I, I
You see what
believe.
you're telling me?
I'm gonna answer your question. I believe it was more ostracized, and I ain't gonna say glorified. It was more put in the public's face, in the media's face. So I think it got more. I think it got more media push than cocaine did at that on that small period of time. I believe it got more media push and more media exposure. So cocaine has always been an issue. Cocaine has always been an issue, and so and I think when you go building, when you creating and laws and mandates and rules, it is strategically. strategically putting in place to affect one group of people, that's a problem. See, you're creating it to be a problem. You're creating it to be a problem because it's more. I'm showing it more. So this is what the media. It's like what you say, Jason. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna give you a clear example of why I say that. Because we know, and I'm not gonna get on this subject. I'm just giving an example, and we're gonna get off of it. I don't want to spend 5 minutes on it, but we know that the biggest homicide for people of color from 19 to 25 is another black person of the same age. But the media pushes what agenda? They push a whole different agenda that the police is killing all the black people. It's the same, and I'm not trying to go there. We're not going there. I'm not spending no more time on that. It's the same concept, Jason. It's the exact same concept. Is what I'm saying.
You know what?
Who's
Hey,
radio?
that's too loud. Man, who is that?
Who's that radio? But go ahead.
Hey,
It's the same. That's the same
listen.
concept.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. You know these teen takeovers we were just looking at,
Go ahead.
right? Now we see that all of them was black, right?
The ones that were showed,
Now,
yes.
now not the one show on every video. On
The
every
ones that
video
was
on
the ones
YouTube.
that were showed, yes. I agree. I'm agreeing.
Okay. So we do know that every video on YouTube, these kids be 90% black. Okay.
I'm
Now
not
watch
gonna
this.
say no. You can't
No,
say every video. No,
no.
Jason. No, no,
I can
don't do
tell
that.
you, Sean.
No, no,
I can
Jason.
tell you, Sean, for a fact.
Jason,
Two
Jason,
reviews.
Jason. Let me
Two
say this.
reviews.
Hold on, Jason. I'm gonna say this while you're wrong because I've watched Super Bowls and I've seen people
Yes,
go
sir.
crazy.
I'm here.
I've watched NBA finals and I've seen a bunch of white people go crazy. So let's not say that.
No,
So
no,
on the
that's not a teen
videos you
takeover.
saw, no,
No,
on the
no.
videos you
I'm talking
showed,
about something specific.
no, on the
No, I'm
videos you
talking about
showed,
something
yes.
specific.
But go
I'm talking
ahead,
about something very specific.
go ahead.
So, yeah, okay, you be denying all you want. But look,
You,
check this out.
I'm in denial. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, check this out. Now, if they come up with a law right now to address teen takeovers, because this has been a major problem in the city and the people are complaining about it, y'all gonna swear up and down they did this on purpose to hurt the black community. Y'all gonna swear
Jason, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this.
just because 90% of them kids are black.
Jason,
Y'all gonna swear up and down
Jason,
they did this to impact the black community.
Jason, let's go back to what I
Go ahead.
said. We know for a fact that that black teenagers, 1925, are the biggest homicide producers of another black teenagers, 19 to 25. Correct? Or am I right or wrong?
According to statistics, let's go.
According to the Department, what was it? FBI, Federal Bureau of Investigation, or
Come on,
Department
man.
of Justice,
Come on,
right?
make your point.
Now,
Yeah, come on.
with that being said, what gets more media attention? If a white officer kills a black kid today, what's going to get more media attention, Jason? And that's the point I'm making about crack versus cocaine. It's
Nope.
the same.
Nope.
So I'm in denial,
Nope.
but you're denying that. But you're telling me I'm in
No,
denial.
no, 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 no. No, no, no,
Okay.
no. Why?
It's the
Tell me
same
why it get more
concept,
media
Jason.
attention.
It's the
No,
same
no. Tell me
concept.
why it get more media. Tell me why it get more media
Because
attention.
that's what the media pushes. That's what the media wants you to see. It's the same
Why
exact
does it?
concept and principle.
Why does the media push that?
Push what?
Well, you just said the media pushes. Why do they push that?
Because that gets more that gets more attention. That gets more attention. That gets more things done. Tim, why you keep going in and out? I guess this thing's not working, but go ahead.
Of course, it get more attention. Anything dealing with race gonna get more attention,
Exactly.
bro.
Exactly.
Anything,
So,
anything
so,
dealing with one race or another gonna get more attention.
and that's the whole
Okay,
con.
but that's not what we're talking about.
No, it's the
We weren't
same
talking about race
concept.
conflict.
It's the same
No, we
concept,
weren't talking
Jason.
about. No, it's not. That we now have two races clashing. We
Jason.
weren't talking about two races clashing.
Jason. I'm not talking about racist
Anytime it's
clashing.
race involved, it's gonna get more attention. Anytime it's race involved, it's gonna get more
Jay,
attention.
exactly, Jason.
Anytime, anytime.
What the comments say
But
right there, Cool Review?
race is
What the
not
comments
involved
say?
though.
What the comments
Race
say?
is not involved when it's
They
black on
pushed
black.
the crack on us. Another white supremacy job they did on us.
You know what?
Go ahead.
So you telling me that they had white powder in the white community? Then they said, okay, hold on, let's go over here and let's see. Maybe we put baking powder and put it on a certain temperature and cook it up like a rock. Let's get that to the black people so they can destroy themselves. Is that what you saying, Eric Finley? Y'all killing me with this stuff, bro. Negroes, let me tell you what happened. Negroes, just like they do everything else, they find a way to stretch shit. They got that crack cocaine. Your boy Josh, whoever was up there earlier, in the comments, talking about they don't believe black people had no way of coming up with the chemistry to cook up crack. Talking about the white man, bro. Negroes will come up with some stuff, anything to save them $1 or stretch something. You know what I'm saying? We've been doing that since slavery. I'm totally convinced that you had a Negro somewhere one day that didn't have enough powder and it was expensive, and he said, "Hold on, I can feel I can put some of this baking powder in here and let's see what it's like under this fire." I bet you they sit up there and came up with that shit just to stretch what they had, and they messed around, and it was a hit. I'm willing to bet that's what happened. But we want to blame everything. White man even came up there and cooked it, showed us how to cook it for us, and then went away. Come on, man. Niggas have sat up there and figured that out, trying to stretch what they had. That's what happened.
Okay.
That's just a
Okay.
educated guess, uneducated guess, uneducated guess.
But let me tell you what the people said who created it. Not the cocaine, but who created those policies. They all said it was bad. They all said it was. They all came back and said, Jesse, you. Now I'm talking about the black leadership that
Yep.
opposed and rebutted and refuted what Jesse said. So
Yep.
how is it? So how is it that this one man, he had the information and knowledge to know the impact beforehand? You mean to tell me the government, our United States government of America, the highest office in the land, who have resources after resources after resources after resources, didn't have this intel and information, Jason? You're going to tell me they didn't have this?
Hey,
Is what you're trying to
I don't
convince me
know.
of.
I don't know. But all I
Okay,
do know
Jason.
is
Okay.
y'all
Okay.
push for it.
Okay.
Okay, look.
Hey, I said
I'm gonna
okay.
show you something. I'm gonna show you something. One minute, y'all want the politician to listen to y'all. One minute y'all want them to listen to y'all and put something in place that y'all push for. Then the next
That's what they
minute,
did.
y'all saying they should have went against y'all. You're saying that the politicians should have went against the community that was pushing for those laws.
No. What I'm saying is,
That's what you're saying.
no. I'm finna
You're
tell you what I'm
saying
saying.
that the
Let me.
government knew what kind of impact it was going to have. So
Yes.
what are you
So
saying? Are you saying that the government should have went against the people that was asking for this?
no, they should have put better policy in place. Jesse Jackson said they should have put better policy. They should have did the same thing they're doing now for the opioid addiction, Jason. They should have did the exact same thing. How about that? How about do the exact same thing
They
they're doing
probably
for the
should have done
opioid
it.
addiction
Just because
right
they
now?
didn't don't mean that their main objective was to destroy the black community.
Now, their main objective was,
I don't believe that.
well, I mean, you
I
so
don't believe
so
that.
let me
I
ask you this.
believe that they did what y'all asked them to do.
Okay, time out. Let me ask you this, Jason. Jesse Jackson knew the wherewithal, what the
Oh,
results was
yeah.
going to be. Hold on. What the results were going to be. You're going to are you telling me, I'm asking a question. Are you telling me our government didn't have the same intel and information to know the impact and the results of what this was going to lead to? So you're going to tell me no? Are you telling me yes or no to that? And
You
if
saying
whatever
that
you,
I don't think the government knew?
okay, I can't. There's nothing else I can say then.
I'm asking you, what are you asking me? You asking me, do I think the government knew?
You don't think do you think that they have the intel and the information to understand the impact of what this would do? Because now let me because and before you answer that, now understand they gave them money that they once the money was issued, the government said, no, we're not going to give you money for these programs to help your community. They gave them some money. They gave them some. I'm not going to say they gave them nothing, but the bulk of the money went towards building prisons, more police, more tax dollars from these black communities to these white communities, why is it why let me ask you this, why is it that your prison, they start building prison, they put these prisons in rural areas?
That's
so
where the
so so
land. That's where the land at.
right, okay, no,
You build a farm. You build a farm in a rural area.
okay, now let me say this, why
That's
count
why
them
they
as
call them
popular,
farm. They call the units farm. What you know? What they call them farm.
why count them as population to that area?
Why not?
Just,
They're there.
exactly. Just you know why they counted them as population to that area? Because you know they know they get more political representation. They know they get more federal funding. They know they get more dollars.
That's
So
fine,
why
Sean.
just leave them alone? Don't even count them.
Sean, why would you leave them alone? That's their zip code. Shit, you supposed to benefit. I mean, why they here? They here.
So you don't
We
think that's
don't benefit from them. They live here. Don't you
you-
know when them people go? That's your address, bro.
I, I understand all of that. You don't think that's strategic?
It can't be.
Okay,
If
well
you
go
want to
ahead
keep,
then. As
if you
long
want
as
to
you
keep
say
them,
that, okay then go ahead.
if you want to keep being a fool, okay, how come you figure that what do you say? Y'all going to have to do better in communication with the guests. They are asking questions and being ignored. Oh, okay.
Okay, what's the question? What they say real quick? Get about three of those questions in real quick. Cool reviews.
Okay, real
Three,
quick, cause
three.
yeah, man, the timer done went
Yeah,
out.
yeah. Go
Hell,
about three of
it's
those
been over
questions.
2 hours.
Go ahead. Get
Okay,
those three questions. Get about three in.
okay, hold on 1 second. I'm trying to find the questions. Y'all going to have to do better communicating with the guests.
Before
Hell,
that,
I'm putting the things on there.
Go
The
ahead. Go
white
ahead. Get the
man,
question. Go
the
ahead.
white man got the planes and boats. That ain't no question. Let me see. They didn't try to stop the crack from coming. That ain't no question. They always set up. No, that ain't no question. Come on, man. I don't see no question. This brother been doing his homework. They lied on him. Man, I don't see no questions, man. I'm sorry. I don't see them.
There's no
Hold on. Let's see.
question.
Somebody just dropped some. Hold on. Let me see
he
what they
probably
got.
meant to say comments.
Crack. Yeah. Maybe because I've been putting the comments on the screen. I've been
Go
trying to
ahead.
put them on the screen. But hey, yeah, we've been going for 2 hours now, man. So I gotta go to bed. I gotta get up in the morning. So hey, y'all make sure y'all show up next week, Wednesday. Hey, we got a whole lineup of stuff to talk about. So hey, thank y'all for showing up. Make sure
And,
y'all
and,
like,
and,
share, and
and
subscribe. Yes,
real
sir.
quick, real quick, and some of y'all that we invited tonight, we plan on putting y'all on the panel yourselves, and you all can get involved in these conversations. So Some of y'all want to reach out to myself, Jason, or Cool Reviews. We're going to limit it. Of course, we got to limit the amount of people we can put on the panel. But if you want to be
Yeah.
on the panel and partake in what's going on, let me know. Let Jason know. Let Cool Reviews know. And we'll get you on the panel so you can interact.